What's up? How I do? Give me a second. Setting up my camera here. So I wanted to touch on a couple things today. It's been a super fucking long week, and lots happened personally, business wise, and it's just accumulated for it to feel like one long week. I'm over it. I'm actually gonna go out of town next week to take an irrigation course, but I'm gonna treat that as a mini vacation or a mini getaway with my wife. She's gonna go with me to College Station, and we're just gonna get out of town. I'm gonna go to my class, work on a different skill set. She's gonna take some time to just think and have some alone time in the evening and go to dinner or whatnot. That way, when I come back, we're ready to hit the ground running. But anyway, that's sort of what I wanted to talk about today for a couple minutes. It's gonna be you need to take the time to sharpen the saw. You can't go up to a tree and just whack at it. One, two, three, four, five. Whack at a tree. It's nonstop and never lose strength. There needs to be breaks in between to sharpen the saw in the most literal sense. But you can take that concept and apply it to different aspects of your life. So in what I was sort of talking about earlier was I need to just kind of get away, take my foot off the gas pedal, get out of town, rethink, use a different part of my brain to learn a different skill set, sort of break the routine. That way, when I get back to Austin, I can hit the ground running and go back to making things happen. So for me, sharpening the saw, it's I I do it in a couple different ways that I can tell has helped me. So one of them is going to be physical exercise. People think that because you're in the lawn service industry and you're mowing lawns, or you're walking around, or you're always outside, you think you're in shape. From my experience and from what I can tell, the body type of a Mexican, if you just work outside and do lawn service or do construction, you get fat. Like, I'm not sure what the fuck happens, but for whatever reason, those calories burnt don't count. Like, if you only work and be or active at work, but you don't work out outside of that, it could be walking, running, gym, then you will never get in shape. That's just my personal experience and the experience of my brother, the guys that we work with. Like, if you're not doing exercise outside of work, regardless if you walk 20,000 steps a day, you're not going to get in shape. You're not going to lose weight. I don't know. It defies fucking physics, but that's what happens. So all because I've been so busy, the want to go to the gym or at 8 p.m. is completely out the window. But every time I go, I'm like, shit, I'm glad I went. So I just need to get back to that of physical exercise. Uh, and, I, and what I mean by that is gym, lifting weights. Anyway, the next one that I found that I like is running. And I'm not trying to run a marathon or be the fastest runner, but I have found that when I go to the track at night and I walk maybe half a mile and I start jogging and slowly speed it up, there's a couple things that happens. The main thing being like I sort of you kind of go into a trance, and it helps because there's no light. It's like a high school field, so there's no lights out there. It's dark. Typically, there's maybe one other person there, and it's quiet. So it's almost like once you start getting in that rhythm, that trance of running, you can sort of just zone out and start thinking about topics or issues that are top of mind, and you sort of go down the rabbit hole of breaking it down. If I do something this way, kind of play it out in my head, then I'm like, oh no, it doesn't work. So I go back. Now I'll play it out this way. As I'm running, I'm just kind of like going through the different decisions I would make and what that would look like. I don't know. It's sort of like like a tree in its branches. You got the big branch, but it branches out to like 1,000 different little branches. And I can sort of go through all those scenarios in my head as I'm in this trance while I'm jogging. It's pretty cool. And then I find at the end, I'm like, my mind is at ease. I feel like I can just let that go. That weight is off my shoulders. Anyway, that's something I found that really helps, and I like it. And it also, the added benefit is that I'm burning calories and I'll lean out. So it's a win-win. Six pack and I troubleshoot and I problem solve. One is losing fat. I have that when I lose weight, lose body fat specifically, I feel way fucking better. Shocker, right? But it's for two main reasons that I can think about. Is one of them just being the fact that my clothes feel better. I don't feel tight in my shirt or in my pants. I don't feel uncomfortable in my own skin. So that already just makes me feel better, it gives me a little bit of confidence. And then second is I get to sort of appreciate the work I'm doing at the gym. So by leaning out, you get more defined. Your face changes, looks more masculine, more chiseled. Your arms start to become, they look like they get bigger, but they're not. They're just getting more defined. My woman, she loves my chest. So it starts to get chiseled out. So she might be like, "Oh, you're working out chest or what?" I'm like, "No," but I'm glad you noticed. It's overall a win-win. It's boost confidence. Your girl would love it, and you feel better. So for me, those things, physical exercise, so weights, running, and then losing body fat, are things that I have found have a really high ROI in regards to longevity in the game. What I mean by the game is business. I don't know if I must have heard that from Hormozy. Talks about the game, business being a game, and I 1,000% agree with that and relate to that and can understand that. So when I talk about business or being in business, I just use the word game. Like I've been in the game for 7 years and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, those things of sharpening the saw for me, I have found have really allowed me to be in the game a lot longer. And my goal is to be in at least 25 years. I'm barely going to hit 7 here in September. So we still got a ways to go. And the fact that I'm feeling a little burnt out is, I guess it's okay. I've been hitting it pretty hard for a long time with no rhyme or reason. So it's, it's about time to take a step back and be smarter moving forward and a little bit more aware and conscious of how I'm feeling, what's working, what's not. You can punch through walls all day, but there'll be a point where your punching ability does decrease. That same amount of strength, willpower is not there. So I think working smarter, not harder, is going to be the next big thing for me. Anyway, I just want to talk about that. If you have felt that, feel like that now, you should comment so I can apply and we can chat about what it takes to sharpen the saw for you and what things you do to get yourself back in the game, get your head, back on your shoulders and push forward. Anyway, for the next one.